El Cid, 1961, is a sweeping historical drama based on the life of Rodrigo Diaz de Vivar, a Spanish nobleman and military leader revered for his efforts to unite Spain and repel the Moorish invasion. The film showcases his journey from accused traitor to heroic savior of Spain. Story summary. Rodrigo Diaz earns the nickname El Cid after capturing and showing mercy to Moorish rulers, earning their loyalty. His act of honor is viewed as treason by others at court, creating a complex political backdrop. His love interest, Doña Ximena, turns against him after Rodrigo kills her father in a duel. Over time, she comes to understand his honor and marries him. Exiled from the kingdom, Rodrigo builds a multi-faith army to defend Christian Spain. The climax of the film occurs at Valencia, where El Cid leads his troops to victory even after his death, his body mounted on his horse to inspire his soldiers. Main cast: Charlton Heston as El Cid, Sophia Loren as Doña Ximena, Ralph Filoni as Count Ordóñez, Genevieve Page as Princess Urraca, John Fraser as Prince Alfonso. Director: Anthony Mann. Charlton Heston and Sophia Loren reportedly had personal conflicts during filming. The famous scene of El Cid leading a battle after his death is based on legend rather than historical fact. It was one of the most ambitious and expensive productions of its time. Samuel Bronston, the producer, set up a production base in Spain. El Cid was one of the first large-scale Hollywood films shot extensively there, opening the door for future productions like 55 Days at Peking, The Fall of the Roman Empire, and Dr. Zhivago. The production employed over 7,000 extras for some of the battle scenes, particularly during the Siege of Valencia. This was done without digital effects, making it one of the largest battle sequences ever filmed at the time. Charlton Heston took his role very seriously. He trained in horse riding and sword fighting and even studied Spanish history. He was deeply invested in portraying El Cid as a noble and tragic hero. Sophia Loren was reportedly paid $1 million, making her one of the highest-paid actresses at the time. However, she was not pleased that her name appeared second to Charlton Heston's in U.S. promotions. She threatened to sue unless it was placed above his in Europe. Francisco Franco, the Spanish dictator at the time, supported the film's production because it promoted Spanish nationalism and historical pride. However, some Spanish historians criticized its historical inaccuracies and romanticized view. Many sets, including entire castles and parts of cities, were either built from scratch or heavily modified for the film. The Valencia set was particularly elaborate and was one of the largest constructed in Spain at the time. Over 10,000 costumes were made for the film, many of them hand-stitched to reflect authentic 11th century Spanish and Moorish clothing. These were created by designers from both Hollywood and Spain. The music, composed by the legendary Miklos Rozsa, is considered one of the greatest epic film scores of all time. It blends Spanish motifs with grand orchestration to match the scale of the story. The film reignited national interest in El Cid's historical legacy. Spanish schools and media began to re-examine his life, separating legend from fact and giving his real-life story more scholarly attention. Despite its epic scope, performances, and visuals, El Cid received only 2 Academy Award nominations and won none, which many critics later considered a snub. The most iconic scene, El Cid leading his army after death, was inspired by the medieval Spanish epic poem El Cantar de mi Cid, not by historical records. This romanticizes the idea of unwavering leadership and mythic heroism. Film budget, estimated at $7 million. Box office, approximately $26 million worldwide. El Cid was a critical and commercial success and is regarded as one of the greatest epic films of its era. Positive reviews. Critics and audiences alike were impressed with the film's grand visuals, massive battle scenes, and elaborate sets. The Siege of Valencia and the scale of production set a new standard for epic filmmaking. Many contemporary critics praised Heston for delivering a commanding and dignified performance as El Cid, embodying a noble hero with internal conflict. The film's sweeping score was widely praised for its emotional impact and epic tone. It's still considered one of the great film scores of the era. Mann brought a strong sense of composition, pacing, and cinematic artistry to the film. His direction was noted for balancing intimacy with large-scale action. El Cid was admired for its ambition in tackling complex themes like honor, loyalty, faith, and love against a historical backdrop. Many praised it for being more thoughtful than some other sword and sandal epics of the time. Negative reviews. Scholars and some critics criticized the film for romanticizing and fictionalizing large parts of El Cid's life. The posthumous battle scene in particular was seen as myth over truth. Some reviewers felt that Charlton Heston and Sophia Loren lacked emotional chemistry, making the love story feel stiff or underwhelming. With a runtime of over 3 hours, some viewers found the film to be too long and slow in parts, especially during political scenes that lacked the tension of the action sequences. Though she was billed as a star, critics noted that Loren's role was underdeveloped, reducing her to a love interest rather than giving her agency or depth. Modern critics sometimes point to melodramatic dialogue, outdated pacing, and a lack of nuance compared to more contemporary historical dramas.